But contextually thinking about it, I was weird, man. Like, although I wasn't like a weird person, but you got to think like to go into school and tell people about Buddy Rich while they're showing me videos of like Wiley. My name is Moses Boyd, real name as well. A lot of people don't believe that. I'm a drummer. I think everything stems from the drums. I wanted to play saxophone first, and then my head of music at the time, he basically told me they had too many saxophone players in the school band. Because I wasn't thinking drums at all. I didn't really want to play drums. I just wanted to play saxophone. And I saw a drummer in a drum room just going at it. Absolutely amazing. Best drums I'd ever seen at that time. And I was like, okay, before I complain, let me just return this and say, can I do this instead? I was ready to give up music. I was ready to give him a piece of my mind and be like, I want to play saxophone, but you didn't give me one, you gave me this. But then I was like, okay, relax, see if I can get on the drum course. And fortunately, nobody wanted to play drums at that time, which is a bit odd. When I was learning drums, yeah, it was pre-YouTube. There was this one website called Drummer World, which basically like has an alphabetical list of all the great drummers. And this was like the era of Real Player and Windows Media. So my resources depended on that and, you know, a couple records. And my drum teacher was really cool. He was a jazz drummer. So he would feed me people like Max Roach, Philly Joe Jones, Buddy Rich. I didn't get it back then. But the first band that kind of opened me up was like Return to Forever. Chick Corea, so Lenny White, and then I got into fusion. And once I got into fusion, I got to be like Vinnie Colaiuta, Dennis Chambers, Billy Cobham, Alfonso Buzon. I was working at John Lewis on Oxford Street, you know, working at 16. That was my only job, you know. Zavi, which was HMV, I think, on Oxford Street, yeah, when CD shops existed. And I just remember going into the jazz section, and it was just like, okay, well, I know I kind of like this music. No, I do like this music, but I don't know enough about it, so I'm just gonna pick CDs at random. And something about the Romantic Warrior album, this dude on like a horse with like the armor, and you know what I mean? It was just like, okay, if this dude's bold enough to call his album Romantic Warrior, I'm gonna take a listen. So 13, 14 when I picked up drums, pirate radio was going on. I was listening to LWR and grime, really, garage, and all of that was happening, you know. I'm the sort of So Sonic Crew era. They were at their prominence when I was in primary school. For my generation, grime was the one that was like being shared out on like camera phones that could only hold 3 songs at the time. Do you know what I mean? So alongside me listening to like Duke Ellington and Wayne and all of this, I'm getting fed, you know, Wiley, Dizzy, Boy in the Corner, as well as what's going on in the States, you know, Speaker Box Love Below, the sort of southern thing, you know, Outcasts, Master P. You know, my parents were into a lot of gospel music, a lot of reggae, a lot of soul and Stevie Wonder, funk, Michael Jackson. So it was kind of like jazz was the one thing. My parents weren't really into jazz, but everything else was going on around me, you know, like Lovers Rock and, you know, reggae and everything. So it's like I had a good understanding of music, but jazz was the one thing that just sounded very foreign and I didn't get it. And I like that thing. But contextually thinking about it, I was weird, man. Like, although I wasn't like a weird person, but you got to think like, to go into school and tell people about Buddy Rich while they're showing me videos of like Wiley. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you talking about, Wayne Shorter? This or Duke Ellington? Now it's good. Jazz is a different thing. People don't see it that way. But, you know, myself and a lot of my contemporaries, we were the oddballs for a little while, man. It's weird because I look back now and there's something mystical about it because you got to think myself, Nathaniel Cross, Theon Cross, Shirley Tete, you know, the whole of United Vibrations, Yusuf, Zuri Jarrett Boswell, Tyrone Isaac Stewart, Ruben Fox, Mark Cavu. Like, I can list you names of people that were doing the same journey. And we'd go to like jam sessions on as much as we could. There wasn't really much happening in the South at that point, so we'd have to trek to even North London, like Camden, or West London and sneak into like Ronnie Scott to see something. But there was a crew of us, you know, and you know, I just remember just days upon days spent on buses with those guys just talking about jazz.